Good evening, everyone. In the last session, we understood what are the roles and responsibilities of DevOps team member in the project. And we discussed about what is DevOps and why DevOps, what is the DevOps lifecycle, what are the 7 C's of the DevOps we discussed. And we discussed about what is SDLC. SDLC stands for Software Development Lifecycle. What are the phases available in the SDLC that represents complete application development process? And we discussed about what is waterfall model, and we discussed about what is agile model. All right. So as of now, we covered this information in our course, and yesterday we have done the revision as well. We discussed about the course introduction, prerequisites to learn the DevOps, course content, what is our roadmap to become DevOps with AWS Cloud, and what are the tools we are going to learn in the DevOps, what is the purpose of each tool, what are the services we are going to cover as part of AWS Cloud in this course, and we discussed about what is a software project and why we need to develop software projects, why companies are developing software projects, what is the benefit with the software projects, and what is our project architecture, what layers will be available in the software project, what is the front end and what are the front end technologies available, what is the back end and what are the back end technologies are available, what is the database, why we need to go for database in the software project, what are the roles and responsibilities of development team in the project, what are the roles and responsibilities of testing team in the project, roles and responsibilities of DevOps team in the project, and what is DevOps, why DevOps, DevOps lifecycle, SDLC, waterfall model, and agile model. These topics we covered so far. Now, today, let's understand what is cloud compute. So we are going to learn DevOps with AWS Cloud, right? We got the clarity. What is DevOps? Why we are going for DevOps? Now, let's have a brief introduction related to what is cloud computing and why we need to go for cloud computing. Okay, so before going to understand cloud computing, we need to understand a concept called infrastructure. If you understand what is infrastructure, then you are going to get the clarity on the cloud computing. So let's understand what is infrastructure. So let's take a simple example. If I want to start one school, then I need to set up our classrooms like this. We need to take a room. We need to set up tables, chairs, markers, dusters, and boards. So this is the infrastructure is required to run one school. If I want to run one school in my area, I need to take one building. I need to set up boards in the rooms. I need to set up tables, chairs, markers, dusters. So in order to set up the school, we need this infrastructure. Got my point? So tables, chairs, boards, markers, dusters, these are called as infrastructure required to run the school. Similarly, if I want to run one hotel, for that also we need some infrastructure. We need a building, we need power, air conditioner, tables, chairs, plates, spoons, like this. Lot of material is required. Lot of infrastructure is required in order to run hotel business. To run the school business, some set of infrastructure is required. To run one hotel business, some set of infrastructure is required. Similarly, if I want to run one software company, then we need several machines. We need machines, nothing but we need some computers. We need some servers. We need databases, load balancers, network, power, storage, security, monitoring. So to run the school related infrastructure, we have to purchase and we have to set up. To run the hotel related infrastructure, we have to purchase and we have to set up. Similarly, if you want to run one software company, then you need to purchase the infrastructure that is required for the software projects development and projects execution. I mean to say, we need machines, we need servers, we need web servers, we need application servers, we need database servers, we need load balancers, we need a network for our computers, we need a network, we need a building for our, we need a building, we need power for that building, we need storage for our project, we need security for the project, and 24/7, we need to monitor our infrastructure and we need to monitor our application. So in order to develop and run one software project, whatever is required, that is called IT infrastructure. Are you guys getting my point? What is infrastructure? Infrastructure, nothing but the resources which we need to run our business. The resources which are required to run our business is called as infrastructure. To run a software company, to develop project, to run the project, we need IT infrastructure. Okay, in order to purchase this IT infrastructure, we need to spend a lot of money. You need to purchase, I need 1,000 computers. I need 10 databases. I need load balancers. I need a network. I need power. I need storage, security, monitoring. I need to purchase all these things in the market. In order to purchase all these things, we need to invest a lot of money. In order to purchase all these things, we need to invest a lot of money. So only if you purchase, that is not sufficient. After purchasing, we need to take the people. So because one person cannot set up everything. For a network administrator is required. For a database administrator is required. For power, electricians are required. For security engineers are required. Server administrators are required. Monitoring engineers are required. So that means you need to spend the money and you need to recruit the people. You need to invest money to purchase the infrastructure and you need to recruit the people to manage your infrastructure. Then only we can run the business. Suppose if I spend 1 crore rupees, I can purchase the infrastructure. But after purchasing the infrastructure, what about management? Can I manage everything in the company? As one person, I cannot manage everything. I need to take the help of the people. I need to recruit some employees. I need to pay the salary for them. Then only they will manage my infrastructure. Okay, so here 2 problems are there. The first problem is purchasing the infrastructure and the second problem, managing the infrastructure. So if you purchase your infrastructure, then these are the challenges we are going to face in the company. We are purchasing the infrastructure. What about security for the infrastructure? What about the privacy about the infrastructure? What about scalability? What about availability? What about network issues? What about disaster recovery? These all are headaches for us if you set up the infrastructure on your own. You need to secure your infrastructure. Your applications will have the data. So you need to store your data securely. You need to maintain privacy for your data. Scalability. Today, I have 100 computers in my company, but I want 200 computers. I have 100 computers in my company. I want increase from 100 computers to 200 computers. My application is running with 10 computers. Now, suddenly the traffic is increasing for my application. Instead of running my application in the 10 computers, I want to run my application in the 20 computers. I need to go to market. I need to purchase another 10 computers. So increasing the resources, decreasing the resources based on the demand is called as scalability. So whenever it is required, I need to increase my resources. Whenever it is not required, I need to decrease my resources. That is called scalability. The next one is availability. So whatever the infrastructure we are managing 24/7, that infrastructure should be available to run our application. If you see WhatsApp, 24/7 it will work. If you see Facebook, 24/7 it will work. That means, so people will be accessing our application from different locations, from different countries, from different regions, right? So for all the customers, our application should be available all the time. You may use WhatsApp in the morning, I may use in the afternoon, somebody will use in the evening, somebody will use at the night. 24/7, our application should be available at any point of time. Our application servers, our infrastructure should not fail. That is called availability. What about network issues? For example, your office is there in Hyderabad, high-tech city. Today, heavy rain is there in the high-tech city. power is not there, internet is not coming. Can you tell to your customer, because of heavy rain today in our office, there is no power, so internet is not coming, our application will not be available. Can you tell that reason to the customer? Can you tell that reason to the customer? So today, heavy rain is there in Hyderabad, high-tech city area. So electricity is not there. That's why our internet is also not working. Hence, our application will not be available. Can you tell that to the client? Will client agree for that? If you tell that reason, will client agree for that? We will lose our business. We will lose our business. And disaster recovery. Suppose, for example, in our area, some earthquake happened, our building collapsed, our systems crashed. What about data? Our application is running in a system. That system got crashed. So our system got crashed because of some earthquake in our location. Our building got collapsed. Our system got crashed. What about the data? What about the client data in the application? We are doing this business from last 2 years. Client is using this application to run its business. Client is running business, and there is a lot of data related to client in the application. That application running in one computer, that computer got crashed because of our building damage. How you will recover that? Can you say that? Because of earthquake, we lost our computers, so we lost your application also, tata bye-bye. If you say that, will client accept it? If our system is collapsed, then our application will not be available, our data will not be available. How you will recover that data? How you will give the data back to your client? That is called disaster recovery. So when you want to run one software company, or when you want to run one software project, you need some infrastructure. So we need a building, we need computers, we need servers, we need power, we need a network, we need storage, we need security, we need to monitor that infrastructure. Then only we can run our company, then only we can run our project, then only we can run our business, basically. So in order to set up all this infrastructure, we need to invest a lot of money. In order to set up all this infrastructure, we need to invest a lot of money. If you just invest money, that is not sufficient. We need to monitor that also. We need to purchase all these things. We need to purchase computers. We need to purchase servers. We need to purchase database. We need to purchase power. We need to purchase network. We need to monitor. All these things we need to purchase. If you just purchase all these items, not sufficient. You need to recruit the people. You need to depend on the employees. You need to recruit network administrators, database administrators, power administrator, storage administrator, security administrator, monitoring team. Lot of employees you need to recruit. Those employees will monitor, will set up the infrastructure to run the application. Okay, here two problems are available. One is purchasing and the second one is management. So purchasing the infrastructure, that is the first problem, and managing infrastructure, that is second problem. We need to purchase the infrastructure and we need to manage the infrastructure. So here, when you are dealing with the infrastructure, these are the challenges we are going to face. Security, we need to consider. Privacy, we need to consider for our data. Scalability means today 10 computers available in my company to run the project. Within 1 hour, I want to increase from 10 to 20 computers. How can you increase that? Within 1 hour, I want to increase to 100 computers. How can you do that? Scalability. When the more demand is there for our application, we need to increase our resources. When the less demand is there for our application, we need to decrease the resources. Increasing or decreasing our infrastructure capacity based on the demand is called scalability. When you are managing the infrastructure, you need to take care of the scalability and you need to take care of the availability. What is the meaning of availability? Availability means at any point of time, our application or our infrastructure should not go down. 24/7, it should be available. So network issues we should not face. Poor network issues we should handle. Disaster recovery, always we need to have a backup plan. Always we need to have a backup plan. So these are the issues we are going to face with the infrastructure. So these issues are not only for one company. Every software company has to deal with all the issues. Then only they can run the company successfully. Then only they can run their business successfully. Then only they can run their projects successfully. Are you guys able to understand what is infrastructure? Are you guys able to understand what is infrastructure? Can you tell me what is infrastructure? The resources that are required to run our business is called as infrastructure. The resources that are required to run our business is called as infrastructure. So in order to run software project, what infrastructure is required? We need machines, we need servers, we need databases, we need power, we need a network, we need storage, we need security and monitoring. So this is called as infrastructure. So if you want that infrastructure, we need to purchase the infrastructure and we need to manage the infrastructure. So we are going to face challenges with the IT infrastructure. What are the challenges with the IT infrastructure? What are the challenges we are going to face? The first challenge is security. How to secure your servers? How to protect your servers from the hackers? How to get the privacy for your data? That is the first problem. Second problem, scalability. How to increase the resources? How to decrease the resources? That is another problem. Third problem, availability. 24/7 it should be available. It should not fail at any point of time. Network issues. If a network is not coming, how you will deal with that? Network issues. Okay. Disaster recovery. How you will have a backup for your data. So you need to manage all these things when you want to run one software company. When you want to run what? Software company. So if you are dealing with all these issues, can you focus on your business development? So will you focus on will you get the time to focus on the business development when you are having these issues in the company? Every day morning they will say that, sir, today power is not working. Today network is not working. Today servers are not sufficient. We need to purchase 20 computers extra for today. Tomorrow they will say that, sir, 20 computers are not required. We are not using 10 computers. Unnecessarily we have purchased 10 computers. There is no use of 10 computers. So this kind of issues will be there when we are running infrastructure. When we are running infrastructure. To overcome the problems of infrastructure management, people are going for a concept called cloud computing. Are you guys getting my point? What is cloud computing? Here, if you purchase the infrastructure, then you need to manage the infrastructure. Purchasing infrastructure is costly. Managing infrastructure is risky. Okay. If you want to purchase the infrastructure, then you need to invest a lot of money. In order to manage the infrastructure, you need to recruit a lot of people. So always there is a challenge. Money wise, we have to spend a lot of money, and management wise, we need to recruit a lot of people. We need to be very careful. Always we need to monitor our infrastructure. So now, in order to overcome the problems, to overcome the above problems, nowadays companies are preferring cloud computing. Nowadays, companies are preferring cloud computing. What is the meaning of cloud computing? Whatever the infrastructure we need, you no need to purchase, you no need to manage. Somebody will manage our infrastructure to run our business on rental basis. Simple example, in your house, there is a function. Guys, in your house, there is a function. For the function, you are inviting some guests for your function. Assume that there is a marriage function in your house. Guys, Prasad, you are sleeping, huh? See, How you guys sleeping? What is the use of attending the class, man? I told you not to join from mobile. I told you to join the class from laptop. What is this? All right. So we are trying to understand what are the problems with the infrastructure. Okay. So purchasing the infrastructure is the first problem because we need to spend a lot of money. And managing the infrastructure is the second problem because a lot of issues we need to deal with that. So to overcome the problems of infrastructure management, nowadays, companies are preferring cloud computing. What is the meaning of this cloud computing? So as I am telling you, there is a function in our house. For the function, we are inviting 1,000 guests. 1,000 guests are coming for our function. So then we need 1,000 chairs, at least 500 or 400 tables are required. One stage is required to celebrate the function. So for function is there for 1 day. Function is there for 1 day. For that function, you are inviting 1,000 guests to your house. So to arrange that, to set up that function, 1,000 people are coming. For them, you need to purchase chairs. You need to purchase the tables. So just the function is there for 1 day. Just for 1 day function, will you purchase 1,000 chairs? For your marriage, are you going to purchase 1,000 chairs? Because 1,000 guests are coming to the function. For the having food, some tables are required. For sitting, some chairs are required. For celebration, one stage is required. Are you going to purchase all these things to celebrate the marriage function? Or you will take it for rent? Are you going to purchase these things or you will take it for rent? I want everyone to respond in the chat box. Are you going to purchase these chairs and tables or you will take it for rent? Why you will take it for rent? Because we no need to deal with that. We will be busy in the function celebrations. So if I purchase all these things, okay. So to purchase all these things, I need to spend 10 lakhs money. After 10 lakhs spending, after spending 10 lakhs money, I got the chairs and tables, function completed. Then after, where to store these chairs? Where to store these tables? Where to store this stage? Can you manage these things in our house? Do you have that much space in your house to store the chairs, tables, stage for the next function? Will anybody have that much space in the house to store 1,000 chairs, 400 tables and one stage for next function for your kid's birthday? No. Here, when we are going for the function celebration in the house, purchasing this infrastructure is costly. First thing, okay, you have more money. You spend 10 lakhs, you purchased it. Function completed. After function, what about the chairs and tables? Where to keep it? How to manage that? That is difficult. So same problem, when you purchase the infrastructure, you need to spend a lot of money for purchasing. And the second problem, you need to manage that infrastructure to run your business 24/7. So that is problem. Money we need to spend, time we need to spend. To overcome those problems of infrastructure management, nowadays companies are going for cloud computing. So what is cloud computing? Just we are understanding a scenario. Whatever the chairs, tables we need for the function in our house, we will take them for rent and we will use it. Once the function is completed, we will return those items back to the owner. We will take this infrastructure for rent. We will use it for our function. We will pay the rent amount and we will use them and we will give it back to them once our function is completed. Similarly, when we are going for application development or software company running business, whatever the infrastructure is required, instead of we are purchasing the infrastructure, we can take this IT infrastructure for rent. How we are taking tables and chairs for rent, similarly, we can take IT infrastructure for rent to run our business, to run our company whatever machines are required, servers are required, database is required, storage is required, network is required, power is required, everything we can take for rent. That is called cloud computing. What is that, guys? Cloud computing. So here, what is cloud computing? It is the process of delivering IT resources over the internet on demand basis. What is cloud computing? It is the process of providing IT resources on demand basis over the internet with the pay as you go model. This is the definition for cloud computing. In simple terminology, taking infrastructure for rent is called as cloud computing. In the layman terminology, if I speak, taking infrastructure for the rent is called cloud computing. But official terminology, what is cloud computing? It is the process of providing IT resources on demand basis over the internet with the pay as you go model. So what does that mean? Whatever the infrastructure we need to run our business, to run our project, we can take it for rent based on pay as you go model. Now, to run my application, I need 1,000 computers. 1,000 computers, you no need to purchase. You can take for rent. Okay. I want one database. You no need to purchase the license of the database. You can take the database for rent. I want a network. You can take the network for rent. I want to storage. You can take it for rent. Whatever you need to run your business, everything you can take for rent on demand basis. It is the process of providing IT resources on demand basis over the internet with the pay as you go model. Pay as you go model, nothing but whatever you use, for that you pay. It is like a credit card bill, postpaid bill. So if you are using postpaid mobile number, how you will use postpaid? You will take the SIM card with postpaid offer. You will use it for calls and data. On the month end, based on the usage, bill will be generated. Similarly, in the cloud computing also, you can take the resources, whatever you want. You want servers, you want database, you want storage, you want network, you want security, whatever you want, you take, you use. At the month end, how much you used, for that much bill will be generated. That is called pay as you go model. Here, when you go for cloud computing, you no need to purchase anything. Whatever you need, you take it, you use it. At the month end, bill will be generated, you pay the bill for that. That is called cloud computing. Pay as you go model means pay for use. Pay as you go model means use the resources and pay bill for using them. Just like our postpaid bill, electricity bill, credit card bills, etc. How much power you use in your house, at the month end, bill will be generated, you pay the bill for that. If you don't pay the bill, then power cut will be there for your house. So similarly, in the cloud computing, whatever the resources you want for your company, for your project, you can use those resources from the cloud over the internet with pay as you go model. How much you use, for that bill will be generated. At the month end, you have to pay the bill. If you don't pay the bill, they will delete your resources. They will do the power cut. Like how power cut will happen if you don't pay the electricity bill. Similarly, if you don't pay the cloud bill, they will delete your resources. So here, in order to run a software company, we need infrastructure. What is the meaning of infrastructure? The resources that are required to run our business is called as infrastructure. Example, machines, servers, database, power, network, storage, security, monitoring, and all these things are required to run our project. So here, if you purchase all this infrastructure, you need to spend a lot of money for purchasing. Okay. Then after purchasing, there are some challenges available. How to achieve security for that? how to achieve scalability, how to achieve availability, how to deal with the network, how to deal with the disaster recovery. These all are the challenges. Okay. So purchasing infrastructure is costly. Managing the infrastructure is risky. Okay. Now, so to overcome these problems, money problem and management problem, companies are preferring cloud computing. So what is cloud computing? Cloud computing is the process of delivering or providing. It is the process of delivering or providing IT resources on demand basis over the internet with the pay as you go model. So whatever the resources you need, you can use the resources and you can pay the bill for them. Are you clear? Now, here, when you go for cloud computing, right, there are so many advantages are available. Now, in order to run a project, in order to run a company, now there are two options available. One is on-premise infrastructure, another one is cloud infrastructure. On-premise infrastructure, nothing but you purchase everything and you set up the people to manage your infrastructure. You purchase infrastructure, you recruit the people to manage the infrastructure. If you purchase and if you manage everything on your own, then that is called as on-premise infrastructure. So if your company purchasing all the resources, if your company managing all the resources, then that process is called as on-premise infrastructure. So if your company don't want to take that risk, if your company don't want to take that risk, then they have another option called cloud infrastructure. They have another option called cloud infrastructure. So in the real time, your projects, the companies or projects are running in two ways. Some people are going for on-premise infrastructure. Some people are going for cloud infrastructure. What is the meaning of on-premises infrastructure? You spend the money, you purchase everything, you manage everything which is required for your project, which is required for your company. If you are managing everything which is required to execute your project, then it is called as on-premise infrastructure. If you don't want to take that risk, if you don't want to spend too much money, lot of money, if you don't want to take that risk, then happily go for cloud computing. So that means some companies are available who will provide the infrastructure for rent. You take the infrastructure for rent, you use it, you pay the bill. So you no need to bother about the network, you no need to bother about the security, you no need to bother about the scalability, you no need to bother about the availability, you no need to bother about the disaster recovery. Everything will be taken care by cloud provider who is giving the resources for us. Okay, you use the resources and you run your business. For using their resources, you pay the money for that. That is called cloud computing. So when you go for cloud computing, there are several advantages are available. So here I have given the definition of what is cloud computing. It is the process of delivering the resources over the internet with pay as you go pricing. Instead of we are purchasing and maintaining the infrastructure, you can take it for rent from the cloud provider. So here the company which is providing the infrastructure on demand basis is called as cloud providers. So there are several cloud providers are available who will provide IT infrastructure for rent. AWS, Azure, GCP, these all are the cloud platforms. Okay, cloud providers. So who are the cloud providers available? What is the meaning of cloud providers? The companies which are providing the resources over the internet are called as cloud providers. Companies which are providing IT resources over internet are called as cloud providers. Okay, so one of the leading cloud provider in the market is Amazon. Amazon is providing AWS cloud. Okay, then second one is Microsoft. Microsoft is providing Azure cloud. Okay, then third one, Google is available. Google is providing GCP cloud, Google Cloud Platform. And fourth one, IBM is available. IBM cloud is available. Oracle is available. Oracle Cloud is available. Okay. So like this, there are several cloud providers available in the market. So who is cloud provider? Any company which is providing IT resources over internet are called as cloud providers. So Amazon company is there. Amazon company providing IT infrastructure for rent, that is called AWS cloud. Microsoft is providing Azure cloud. Google is providing GCP cloud. Similarly, IBM cloud available, Oracle cloud also available. So we can use any one of the cloud provider to take the resources for the running our we can take the resources from these companies to run our business. Okay. Cloud computing means I don't want to manage anything. I don't want to purchase anything. I want to run my business. So I can take them for rent. I will pay the rent for using. If my business is running, I will use them. If my business is not running, I will delete them. Are you guys getting my point? So from last 2 months, my business is not running. People are not using my application. Then what I will do? I will delete everything. Then I don't need to pay the rent from the next month. That's it. If I use, then only I will pay. If I don't use, then I will not. That's it. So here, when you go for cloud computing, there are so many advantages are available. What are the advantages with the cloud computing? The first advantage with the cloud computing is pay as you go. What is the meaning of pay as you go? Guys, what is the meaning of pay as you go? Do you need to purchase anything? Do you need to invest anything to run your company? To run your project, do you need to invest anything for infrastructure? Not required. Not required. So whatever you use, only for that you pay. That is called pay as you go model. The second advantage with the cloud computing is low cost. So if I want to purchase all the infrastructure, crores of rupees I have to spend. But here, with a less cost, I will pay the rent. Simple example, if you want to purchase a house in Hyderabad, high-tech city, you need to spend 2 crores. 2 crores you need to pay, then you can purchase the house. If you want to stay for rent, monthly 20,000, 30,000 rent you can pay. So there is a difference, right? Purchasing by spending crores of money, paying rent for using, there is a lot of difference, right? So here, when you go for cloud computing, the pay as you go model is available. That is one advantage. And the second advantage is low cost. Okay, you don't need to invest anything upfront. Upfront investment is not required. Whatever you use, you just pay for that using. That's it. And next one is scalability. When you want, you can increase your resources. When you don't want, you can decrease your resources. When you want, you can increase your resources. When you don't want, you can decrease your resources. Today, my application running with 20 computers. I want to run it in the 50 computers. Within fraction of minutes, you can increase the count and you can decrease the count also. Cloud providers will support for scalability. Scalability is what? Increasing and decreasing based on the demand. If more traffic is coming, then I want to increase the infrastructure capacity. If less traffic is coming, I want to decrease the capacity of the infrastructure. So that is available in the cloud computing, scalability. And the next one, availability. 24/7 cloud resources will be available. So do we need to bother about power issues? Do we need to bother about network issues? When we are using infrastructure for rent, guys, when we are using infrastructure for rent, do we need to bother about power issues? Come on. Availability will be taken care by cloud providers. So that is another advantage. Scalability will be there. Availability will be there. Then what about reliability? Reliability nothing but strong infrastructure. Whatever the resources we are taking from cloud provider, they are not going to fail. So the reliability nothing but strong, robust. Reliability nothing but robust. Robust infrastructure, robust resources we will get from the cloud provider, they are not going to fail. They are well tested. They are already proven in the market. They're already proven in the market. People are using from years. So the infrastructure we are using from the cloud provider is robust infrastructure. Then what about security for the infrastructure? Do we need to bother about our infrastructure security? Do we need to bother about infrastructure security? Who will take care of that? Cloud provider will take care of that. And unlimited storage will be provided by the provider. You can store any amount of data at any point of time from anywhere. When you go for cloud computing, they will be taking care of security. They will be taking care of storage. They will be taking care of backup. So you don't need to bother about data loss because cloud provider is responsible for maintaining our data in the backup. So these are several advantages when you go for cloud computing. The first advantage, pay as you go. The second advantage, low cost. The third advantage, scalability. The fourth advantage, availability. Fifth advantage, reliability. Sixth advantage, security. Seventh one, unlimited storage. Eighth one, backup. So if you go for on-premises infrastructure, if you manage infrastructure, you need to take care of all these things. If you go for cloud infrastructure, cloud provider will provide you all these benefits. These all are the advantages we have when we use cloud infrastructure in our projects. So because of these advantages, companies are moving to cloud computing. Because of these advantages, companies are moving to cloud computing. Are you guys clear with my point? What is cloud computing and what are the benefits with the cloud computing? Cloud computing advantages. So there are several advantages are available. Just now we have discussed. What are those? First one is pay as you go. No upfront payment. You don't need to invest anything to use the infrastructure. Less cost will be available. And they will be providing scalability. When you want, you can increase the infrastructure. When you don't want, you can decrease the infrastructure. You don't need to bother about power issues, network issues. 24/7 availability will be available. And they will provide you the robust infrastructure, that is reliability. And they will be providing unlimited storage. Okay, you can store any amount of data. They will be taking care of security. They will be taking care of backup. So disaster recovery is their heading. Okay, so these are the benefits we have when we go for cloud computing. What is cloud computing? It is the process of delivering IT resources over the internet on demand basis based on pay as you go model. So whatever the resources we need to run the project, whatever the infrastructure we need to run the project, instead of we are purchasing and managing, we can take it for rent. Who will provide infrastructure for rent? There are some companies available. The companies which are providing IT resources over the internet are called as cloud providers. Amazon company is providing the cloud resources, that is through AWS cloud. Microsoft is doing that business. Google is doing that business. IBM doing that business. Oracle is doing that business. They will give you IT infrastructure for rent to run your business. You use their infrastructure, you run your business, you pay the rent for them on monthly basis. So what are the advantages we have? Pay as you go advantage, low cost, scalability, availability, reliability, unlimited storage, security, backup. These are the benefits we are going to get when we go for cloud computing. We are going to get these benefits when we go for cloud computing. Are you guys clear? What is cloud computing? Cloud computing is the process of delivering IT resources over the internet with pay-as-you-go model. Instead of we are buying, owning, and maintaining the data centers and servers, you can access the services on demand basis from the provider. These are the benefits. So who are the cloud providers available? AWS Cloud, Azure, GCP, Salesforce, Oracle, IBM, like that. There are so many cloud providers are available in the market. Guys, are you clear with my point? What I am trying to explain in the today's session? We are trying to understand what is infrastructure, and we are understanding what are the problems with the infrastructure. What is cloud computing? Who are called as cloud providers? Why we need to go for cloud computing? What are the advantages we have? So if you want to run your business, then we have two options. One is on-premises infrastructure, on-premise infrastructure, and cloud infrastructure. What is the meaning of on-premise infrastructure? Guys, what is the meaning of on-premise infrastructure? Purchasing and managing everything on our own is called as on-premises infrastructure. What is a cloud infrastructure? What is a cloud infrastructure? Take the infrastructure for rent. Use it and pay the rent for it. Okay. So now, as part of this course, we are going to learn AWS Cloud. How to set up infrastructure using a cloud. That is part of our syllabus. We are going to learn AWS Cloud in this course. So what is AWS Cloud? What is this AWS Cloud? Okay. AWS stands for Amazon Web Services. What is this AWS Cloud, guys? AWS stands for Amazon Web Services. Okay. So that means whatever the services that are required to run our business, Amazon is providing through web. That's why they named it as Amazon Web Services. Whatever the services that are required to run our business, Amazon is providing those services through web. That's why it is called Amazon Web Services. AWS started in 2006. AWS started in 2006. From 2006 onwards, AWS is doing cloud computing business. AWS started in the year of 2006. From 2006 onwards, AWS Cloud providing the services for the people to run their business. Across the world, 190 plus countries are using AWS Cloud resources. 190 plus countries are using AWS Cloud resources, AWS Cloud infrastructure. Basically, if you see. So AWS stands for Amazon Web Services. This AWS started in 2006. 190 plus countries are using AWS Cloud infrastructure to run their businesses. Okay. So I want to run one company, startup company. For my company, I need IT resources. I don't have money to purchase. Okay. Then I can take infrastructure for rent from the AWS. Then I can pay for that usage. How much you use? For that, I will pay money on monthly basis. When my business is running, I will use it. Then I will pay for that. If my business is not running, then I will not use it. Then I will not pay for it. Are you clear? Yes. So what is AWS Cloud? AWS stands for Amazon Web Services. AWS stands for Amazon Web Services. AWS is providing infrastructure for 190 plus countries in the world to run their business. So AWS will give you reliable, scalable, low-cost infrastructure in the cloud to run your business. So whatever the resources, whatever the infrastructure is required for your business, you need to purchase. You can take it for rent. So when you take it for rent, what about management? So AWS will manage our infrastructure, or we need to manage our infrastructure? AWS will manage our infrastructure. It is like a credit card bill, postpaid bill. You use it, you pay the bill for using. That is called cloud computing. So nowadays, as a DevOps engineer, you should know how to work with the cloud platform, because many companies are using cloud platforms. Many companies are using cloud infrastructure, and few companies are moving from on-premises infrastructure to cloud infrastructure because of advantages in the cloud. Companies are moving from on-premises infrastructure to cloud infrastructure nowadays. So if you just learn the DevOps, that is not sufficient. Along with the DevOps, you need to have the knowledge on the cloud platform also. As a DevOps engineer, you are responsible to deploy and deliver the application. To deploy your application, you need infrastructure. Where you will set up the infrastructure? In the cloud platform, we are going to set up the infrastructure. Then we are going to deploy our application in the cloud infrastructure. That is called DevOps with AWS. Now you got the clarity. What is cloud? Why we are going for cloud? Guys, all of you, non-IT people, did you get the clarity? What is cloud? Why we are going for cloud? So IT people can easily understand what is cloud. My main focus on the non-IT people today. Guys, are you able to understand what is cloud infrastructure and why we need to go for cloud infrastructure? Very good. Good. If non-IT people able to understand, then definitely IT people can easily understand this. Okay. Now, so as a DevOps engineer, yesterday I told you some roles and responsibilities. Now let's go here. Let us see the diagram that we prepared for roles and responsibilities. Now, what is the first point? What is the first role of the DevOps engineer, guys? What is the first point I mentioned in the DevOps engineer roles? Set up infrastructure. What is the meaning of setting up the infrastructure? Setting up the machines, setting up the servers, network, storage, security. Where we are going to set up these things? On-premises or cloud? Cloud. Which cloud? AWS cloud. Why AWS cloud? Pay for use. So whatever we need to run our business, everything we can take for rent from the cloud platforms. Okay. Perfect. Now, how this AWS is providing infrastructure for 190 plus countries. So AWS having global infrastructure. AWS global infrastructure. So you understand that, right? AWS is providing infrastructure for 190 plus countries. How this AWS is providing infrastructure for 190 plus countries? How AWS managing all that infrastructure? That's where AWS came up with a concept called data center. AWS having data centers like this. What is a data center? Data center is nothing but a building which will contain AWS infrastructure. So AWS giving the computers for us. AWS giving database for us. AWS giving network. AWS giving storage. AWS giving security. How AWS managing all that? That's where data center comes into picture. What is a data center? Data center is nothing but server rooms. Data center nothing but server rooms. So if you see, the left side diagram will represent outside look of the data center which AWS is maintaining. The right side diagram will represent inside view of the AWS data center. So AWS data center is a big building where AWS will maintain their infrastructure and it will provide the infrastructure for the companies from this data center. Okay, this is outside look of the data center building. This is inside look of the data center building. What is the data center? AWS will maintain infrastructure in the data center to provide services for the people, to provide the services for the companies. To provide services for the companies, AWS is maintaining cloud infrastructure. AWS providing the infrastructure over the cloud. How AWS is providing the cloud? Is AWS providing only for Indians? No, it is providing for 190 plus countries. How they are managing that for 190 plus countries? By using data centers. Where these data centers are available? AWS is having 99 data centers across the world at 99 places. AWS having these kind of buildings in Hyderabad also. Recently they have started. Earlier in the India, only in Mumbai we have a data center, but today in Hyderabad also we have data center for the AWS. Let us see AWS global infrastructure. You will understand where the AWS data centers are available. Let me go for AWS global infrastructure. So if you go for AWS global infrastructure, they are saying that 31 regions, region nothing but one location, in which location AWS will maintain the data center. In 31 locations, AWS is maintaining the data centers. In the 31 locations, how many data centers available? 99 availability zone. One availability zone is nothing but one data center. So if you see the AWS global map, so here blue colors are regions, red colors are coming soon. If you zoom it, in the India, there are two regions available. One is Mumbai. In the Mumbai region, AWS is having 3 data centers. Okay. Mumbai region started in the 2006. From 2006 onwards, from 2006, AWS cloud available. From 2016, they have started the data centers in the Mumbai. In the Mumbai is one region. In the Mumbai, there are 3 data centers available. Recently, they have started in the Hyderabad also. Launched in 2022, just last year. They started Hyderabad region. In Hyderabad also, like these 3 data centers are available. So this kind of buildings available in the Hyderabad, 3 buildings available like this. In Mumbai, 3 buildings available like this. Worldwide, they have 99 buildings like this. This is a data center in the AWS cloud. What is a data center? Data center is a building where AWS will maintain their infrastructure. So through this data center, we will get the infrastructure. We will take the infrastructure from the AWS data center to run our business. So with these data centers, AWS providing the cloud services for 190 plus countries. AWS providing the infrastructure for 190 plus countries. In the India, 2 places data centers are available. One is Mumbai, another one is Hyderabad. From 2016, in the Mumbai, they have the data centers. From 2022, they have data centers in the Hyderabad. In the Mumbai, 3 data centers available. In Hyderabad also, 3 data centers available. Total worldwide, they are having 99 data centers. Total in the worldwide, 99 data centers are available. Mumbai 3, Hyderabad also 3. 3 data centers in the Mumbai, 3 data centers in the Hyderabad. What is this data center? AWS is maintaining their infrastructure using regions and availability zones. AWS maintaining their infrastructure using regions and availability zones. So in the AWS, we are having 31 regions and 99 availability zones are available. Availability zones are nothing but data centers. Data center means a server room. Data center means server room, where the AWS will maintain their infrastructure. Are you guys clear? What is AWS? Why we are going for AWS? AWS stands for Amazon Web Services. AWS started in the year of 2006. AWS started in the year of 2006. AWS providing services for 190 plus countries. How AWS providing the services for 190 plus countries? Using global infrastructure. What is the global infrastructure? AWS maintaining the infrastructure in the form of regions and availability zones. So there are 31 regions available for the AWS. Region nothing but geographical location. Geographical location in the world map. 31 regions available for AWS, 99 data centers available for the AWS. We will connect with the data center to get the infrastructure. AWS providing resources over the cloud. That's why it is called Amazon Web Services. AWS doing cloud computing business. Similar to the AWS, there are several other clouds also available. Azure, GCP, IBM, Oracle, etc. So you got the clarity? What is cloud computing? What is infrastructure? First of all, the resources that are required to run our business is called as infrastructure, right? We need to purchase the infrastructure. We need to manage the infrastructure. It is costly and risky. To overcome the problems with the on-premises infrastructure, we are going for cloud infrastructure. That is called cloud computing. The process of delivering IT resources on demand basis over the internet is called as cloud computing. Okay, the cloud providers are available who will give the infrastructure on pay-as-you-go model, right? What is pay-as-you-go model? Whatever you use, for that you need to pay the bill on monthly basis. What are the cloud providers available? Amazon, Microsoft, Google, IBM, Oracle. These are the cloud providers available in the market. What are the advantages with the cloud computing? These all are the advantages with the cloud computing. What is AWS? AWS stands for Amazon Web Services. This AWS started in the year of 2006. 190 plus countries are using AWS cloud infrastructure to run their business. Okay, how AWS maintaining the infrastructure? AWS having a global infrastructure. AWS maintaining their infrastructure using regions and availability zones. So AWS having 31 regions and 99 data centers. What is the data center? Data center means server room. Now here, in order to use AWS cloud, there is a website called aws.amazon.com. We need to go to this website and we need to create one account in the AWS cloud. Now, if you want to use the AWS cloud infrastructure, you need to go to AWS website and you need to create a account in the AWS cloud. When you go for AWS account creation, they will ask for your credit card or debit card. AWS requires your credit card or debit card to create the account. The account is free of cost only. You no need to pay money to create the account. Okay. So at the time of account creation, they will take your card information to verify your card. And to verify your card, they will deduct 2 rupees from your card and they will return the 2 rupees back to your account. That means free of cost, we can create the account in the AWS. That account we can use free for 1 year. So for 1 year, we can use AWS cloud resources for free of cost. You no need to pay single rupee also. As part of our training, we are going to use AWS free tier account. Explore free tier products with a new AWS account. So you can go for AWS free tier account. You can create the account in the AWS cloud. So you need to provide the card details. 2 rupees will be deducted. Once account is created, they will send 2 rupees back to your account. So if you are new to that, I have given you a video, 2 minutes video I have prepared. Within 2 minutes, you can create the account in the AWS cloud. So very recently, I uploaded one video, AWS account setup in 2 minutes. AWS account setup in 2 minutes. Just 1 month back, I have uploaded this video. I want you people to go through this video today and create your account in the AWS cloud. From tomorrow onwards, we need to use our AWS resources. We need to use AWS resources. So we are going to start with the Linux. From tomorrow, to work with the Linux, we need one machine. That machine we will use from AWS cloud. You no need to purchase a separate computer to practice the Linux. So to practice the Linux, we need a machine. That machine we can take from the AWS cloud for free of cost. 1 year, you can use it for free of cost. No problem. So I want everybody to set up the account in the AWS cloud. Okay. AWS account to set up. So this is the video I have prepared for this. By going through this video, you can understand how to create account in the AWS cloud. So before coming to tomorrow's session, everybody should have account in the AWS cloud. Okay, all good. Fine, guys. So with this, we are done with our free sessions for DevOps with AWS. So whatever the theoretical part is required, we have covered all the theoretical part. From tomorrow onwards, we need to start the practicals. From tomorrow onwards, we need to start the practicals. So today we understood what is cloud compute. Okay. What is infrastructure? First of all, we understood what is infrastructure. Okay. What are the challenges? What are the challenges with the on-prem infrastructure? Challenges with on-prem infrastructure. We discussed about what is cloud computing, cloud advantages, AWS cloud introduction. What is AWS cloud introduction? AWS account setup. That's it. So these are the topics that we have covered in the last 3-4 sessions, guys, including today's session. These are the topics we covered. Today we understood these points. What is infrastructure? Challenges with on-premises infrastructure. What is cloud computing? What are the advantages with the cloud? What is AWS cloud? How to set up account in the AWS. AWS account setup, I have given a video for that. I want you to go through that video and complete the setup. Good. Thank you, guys. Thanks for joining these sessions. I hope you understand what is AWS, what is DevOps, what we are going to do as a DevOps engineer with AWS cloud platform. So from tomorrow, we are going to start with module 2, that is Linux. So Linux is very, very, very important for the DevOps engineers. Next 2 to 3 weeks, we are going to work with the Linux only. Fine. So from tomorrow onwards, Linux classes are going to start. The people who are interested to continue from tomorrow, you need to complete your enrollment process. 3 sessions got completed. I will show you the enrollment process now. Thank you, guys.